Hi guys, Michael again from Hangar 9 Xbox 60cc unboxing build and review. This is build update part 4 or 5 I think. I think it's part 5, but anyway I'll correct myself if I'm incorrect in saying that. It's been a long day. But the update that I'm about to upload at the moment is just an upload, it's just a update on installing the horizontal stabilizer and the rudder, and also the vertical stabilizer along with the elevators. So the first step in doing so is, of course, cutting out the film where it needs to be cut out, and then obviously masking where it needs to be masked so that the glue doesn't go all over the place. But as per the instruction guidelines, which is there, it says to remove any lines from the stabilizer using a paper towel and isopropyl alcohol. That's the lines that I draw, or that you draw. And remove the excess film where you'll be gluing, which I have. So I've removed the film by way of cutting it by blade. Very important to get the measurements right. So what I've done is actually measure from the wing all the way down to the horizontal stabilizer to the endpoints, and vice versa, as it states to do in this section here. So from there to there, there to there. That's with the elevators not on, so it's taken off obviously, as you glue them in place afterwards, which should give you a squared off elevator, rudder, horizontal stabilizer, and also the vertical stabilizer. So at the moment I'm just about to mask the areas where I'll be gluing so that they don't get any glue on them. But beforehand, what I'll be doing is ironing down the edges of the film where I've made cuts, because as you can see there, it's now coming off. So easy fix. All you really need to do is iron it back down. Those of you who have a hobby iron, obviously you'll be using that, but I'll just be using the trusty old iron that we've got here for clothing. Very important though is to put a piece of cloth over whatever you are going to be ironing, because the last thing you want to do, being an industrial, or not industrial, sorry, being a commercially available iron for clothing, it's going to be a little bit too powerful or too hot for the film. So putting a bit of cloth in there will reduce the heat, but it will generate enough heat for it to stick the film back on. And the other thing is set your iron on the highest possible heat, but take off the take out the water that's in it. So the stuff that makes the steam, you don't want the iron to be steaming while you're ironing film. It just makes it a little bit harder to iron. But that concludes the video. So it was just a quick update to let you guys know where I'm at from the last video, and it's coming along very well. It's taken me a bit longer to build this plane than I've anticipated. I budgeted roughly around about a week and a half to 2 weeks, but because I'm still missing a few parts that I decided to install along the way, like the onboard electric starter is still not here. The flight packs, so the batteries, I'm not going to be using the batteries out of the Super Cub, as they're different leads, and I don't want to modify leads for that. Then I'll have to change all the electronic or all the battery leads for the Super Cub, just so I can interchange batteries. I think it's better to have separate battery packs for each plane, fresh batteries for this, which then adds to reason that I'll have to buy a charger as well, because one of the batteries that I'll be using on this is a 3-cell, and I don't have a battery charger. I've got a power supply at the moment, which is a very high power supply, a very expensive one as well, but I don't have a charger. The only thing I have to charge my LiPo batteries is this trusty old, very small battery charger that I purchased for 30 bucks. Should have just invested another $70 or $60 more and gotten a real LiPo charger that can balance charge everything. But oh well, we live and learn. But yes, so everything is looking up. After doing the stabilizers, so horizontal and vertical, elevator and rudder. After that, as I've done the electronics already, they're in place. We'll then be on to the cowl. Not the cowl, sorry, so the firewall where the engine will be mounting onto. Then the other thing is I will also have to, after that, do the cowl and then the windscreen and windows. The undercarriage I've already done. I'll give you a quick video of that after I've done the elevator and rudder. But that's now already finished as well. I just have to mount it on. So yes, give us another maybe maximum 3 weeks, minimum 2 weeks, and this plane will be ready for its ground trials or engine running or braking, depending on how you say it. But not long to go. I'm probably around about halfway or midpoint or just over midpoint right now in terms of the build. I thought I had everything that I needed, but I am still missing a few things, as I said. So the onboard starter I decided to buy after I bought the plane. I think it just makes life a lot easier, as I said on the previous video. And the other thing is I still need more braided wire sleeves, just so I can hide a few wires. As you can see, the interior is all black. The braided wire or wire braids are black as well, so they'll blend in very nicely, and they are these things here. So you can buy them from your local electrical store. Radio Shack will sell them in the United States. Here we'll get them from J-Car Electronics in Australia. It basically makes more for a clean build instead of having the standard wires just hanging out everywhere. I still haven't made up my mind whether I'm going to go multiplex leads on the flaps, on the flap servo and aileron servo, and also the lights. I haven't made up my mind yet there. I don't trust it yet because I've never used it. I think I'll be fitting the multiplex leads that I have, that I purchased for this plane, onto the Super Cub just to try them out, just to see how they go for vibration, because it is fairly harsh inside the aircraft. If you're using a gas motor, everything shakes and vibrates. So even the switch, which I mounted there, if this wasn't a fail on switch or fail in the on position switch, I wouldn't even mount it there. I'll just leave it free floating inside and probably isolate it with a bit of foam. But in this case, because the spectrum receiver I'm using does fail in the on position, even if that was to malfunction or because of the vibration turn into the off position, the receiver should and will still work. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, comment if you must, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.